thank you guys all for being here. So before I begin, I want you guys to introduce yourselves.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Vivian. Hi, I'm Italy. Megan.
Thank you guys all for being here. So today's topic is going to be about immigration volunteering, and specifically immigrants' journeys and how volunteering can really change lives and help. So I want you guys to think about how many people that you know that come from different countries or that have immigrated from the country because of war effects or something like that. Well, with that being said, in our country, over 51 million immigrants consume our country, with that being over 15.4 of the population of the U.S. If you really think about that, that's so many. That could be your neighbor, your friends, your family, and even your grandpa or just your cousin. You never really know who's actually connected to you in that way. I think that's why it's so important to really help with volunteering, because you never know who you're helping or who you're saving lives. But with that being said, these nonprofits, because they're nonprofits, they're not making much from, let's say, helping these families out or giving resources to them or giving housing, which is why volunteers are so needed, because it helps the community out and it gives more resources to the families. Because without this help, these services disappear, and then your friends or your family could all of a sudden not have these services, and then they could be lacking, or they could just not have the resources to continue anymore. So the central idea is really that volunteering really changes lives, and it really brings people together in many ways that you may not know. So one of that being said is that a lot of nonprofits are struggling, like things I said, with 81% of them lacking funding from the 2025 survey that was taken, and almost 36% are inefficient. This means that a lot of these nonprofits are struggling. They don't have enough resources to provide for these families with housing, aid, or just, and again, learning the language or transitioning to the U.S. This means that there's less legal help, less housing, and not enough language programs to integrate against, because again, the U.S., while it is so populated with so many different cultures and people, English is one of the biggest languages in America, and so without the help of integrating that old language or whatever their home language is to English, it can really be a big communication barrier in starting new jobs, having new life, and really going to school and having new friends. Which is why, again, volunteering is so important. With just a couple hours of your day, and with that building up to months and weeks, you could really help a family out in gaining these resources and learning things. And this can also be through fundraising or just, again, advocating for the cause, because a lot of people do not know about needing help for immigration or how you could help these people, because it's just not out there as much as other fundraisers are. And so that's why if you advocate or you fundraise for it, it gets more out known, and then there's more resources and volunteers for this cause. And again, you might be thinking, how does this benefit me in any way? I'm not really getting anything from this. I'm just helping these people out. Well, in reality, you're actually getting a lot of these skills from me. And this can be from communication skills, hospitality, you're getting good technical skills, if you know what I'm saying. And there's also a lot of cultural experiences, because again, helping immigration, sometimes people just don't do that. It's not something normal that you really usually do. So when you're really putting yourself into this, you're building a lot of cultural awareness, and you're kind of building yourself in a deeper way in learning these different countries and understanding that, wow, we might have a really privileged life, and we're just so focused on this when other people have it way harder than us. And it just creates so much fulfillment in oneself, because you're really helping families out and people that are just coming over. So again, that's why I think that, with that being said, these few hours and months can really just help a family get a new house, a new job. If you have new friends, you could probably come to class and be like, wow, that's the girl that I helped the other week. Like, she's here with me right now and she's doing so much better. You can really be like, her English skills are getting so much better, and it's all because I've been putting this work in to help her, or she's been working and getting better to integrating into the US. And so again, that's why there's just so much confidence in mental health boosts, because you're really like, I'm helping people out now, and I am just working on stuff like this. And this is also another career experience of applying that to college and applying that to different experiences. So as we come to again, I just want again overall talk about that yes, nonprofits are struggling and that they do need your help, and that again volunteers are such a big part of nonprofits and how they run their places. And to like help people in this, you can join local organizations, you can put a couple hours in and just again build skills and get those like techniques that you really could apply to colleges, to really any part of your life with work and just housing, family as well. You might be thinking that this seems like really daunting because you're going out of your way to help immigration and stuff like that, but it really doesn't take any experience at all. And so I just want you guys to know that your compassion can really make someone or feel at home, and you can really build a life for someone. So with that being said, I have a questionnaire. If you guys have any questions, please ask.
Where do you think would be the best place for like regular citizens like us to try and help with the cause that you're talking about?
So I know that there is a cause online, and it's called like the Immigration Support Web, and basically it's just where you can donate and you can sign up for different volunteers so you can go help them. So that's something that you could do, but I do know that there are other ones. If you just apply it onto like Google or something, maybe it'll show that you can help.
How does this apply to college or your applications?
So I think this really applies to college and applications because you're showing that you have a lot of experience and skills, and that you're really willing to put yourself out there to help other people, and that you're a well-rounded person. Because again, colleges look at your application and they're like, okay, this girl's a little bit boring, well, she doesn't have anything. But if they see that you're actually out here helping people for a great cause, then they're like most likely, okay, like she's like really well-rounded and she has all these skills that could again be better for our community.